Welcome to Act for a Living, a video series where we get pearls of wisdom from industry professionals that will help you on your path of pursuing your goals as an artist. With your host, RANSFORD Doherty.
Now, okay, that's the East Coast. You do well on the East Cost. When it rains, it pours.
Right.
But let's talk about the droughts. Because that is this part of it, and we can even work our way before we get to the droughts. We can sit there and go like, when you I mean, heck, you got to it was in New York. You had to go 13 hours to New York, or was it Boston where you were doing the shoot?
Nah, it was from Charlotte, North Carolina to New York. It was 13 hours.
Okay, 13 hours. So you get to New York. You know, what were some of the things that did you have money saved up more, or you were like, I got the $80, I paid for the bus ticket, but when you got there, is it almost like, okay, there's some things I wish I knew before I got here, for example?
Nah,
it was easy.
I took up like maybe a couple $100 like for spending money because I was gonna be up there for a week anyway. But I knew I was coming back. It was like not a permanent thing. It was like I'm gonna go up there, shoot that, learn a little bit about the agency. The agent took a couple photos for me, got me a nice little comp card, and that was it. I went on the shoot, boom, went back home.
Okay, when you got back home, what's going through your mind? Is it like, man, I just did that? Did you sign a contract with the agency, or was it like, this is something you learned where it's like, I got to meet with the agent, I did the work for the agent, but did the agent sign you, or no? It was just for that particular campaign.
It wasn't even a contract. It was more like he just took the photos, got the comp card, put his agency on it, and then that was it, man. I think I signed some paperwork for him to receive my check, for him to send me the check, and that was it. But,
gotcha. And so you came back, and now you're like, is it okay? You achieved your dream. It went from something that was in your imagination, you made it real. Now that it's real, was it, I want more? How do I? What do I do next? Because someone will probably, in some shape or form, there's some student listening to this right now going, okay, all right, so you did it. What's next? Did more offers come in the next day? Did like, what was happening?
Well, actually, no. What happened was, after I completed and did that, I did have a moment where I was like, yo, like I'm really like a real model. Like I really got some work. So it was like, all right, but he also gave me like constructive criticism on things I need to work on, such as my body, because I wasn't really in shape like that. And I need to get in shape. That was the main thing. Because in New York, they're very blunt. So, you need to lose some weight in your gut, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, cool. So it wasn't, when I did it, I was like, oh, I can do this. This is easy. But it wasn't until that I didn't get my money.
Oh, wait, what you mean when you didn't get your money? Isn't that what things like that happen in the industry?
Oh, yeah. Things like that does happen.
Go break it down.
So after I did the shoot, whatever, it was for a head to toe section for King magazine. Janet Jackson's on the cover, whatever. So you don't really see me. I'm like see-through, but they use my body frame and stuff like that. So it was cool. But I had got the disc with my actual face showing or whatever. So I think the gig was paying like $175, and I was supposed to get a $125 at the time. But he never sent me the money. So I was like, I inquired about the money, and he never sent me my money. And I was like, wow, really, dude? And at that time, you're young, so everything is like angry, you want revenge and all of that. So my revenge was, I was like, okay, he's gonna play me like a sucker. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll eat that. But I said, but you know what? I'm gonna get in shape, I'm gonna work hard, and one day he's gonna see me on billboards. As that was my zag. I said, he's gonna see me on every billboard, magazine, and that's gonna be my revenge. So that's what drove me to get in super shape, do everything, because I wanted him to see me on billboards and remember that I was the guy that he played for the money way back then.
And that was a humbling experience where not all that glitters is not gold. There's going to be some people who take advantage of you in this industry.
Yeah.
And then, and I like, but what's funny is your mindset. You changed. You had this mindset that no, I can either be a victim or I can see myself on. Okay, how do I use this? Because you were a victim in some shape or form, taken advantage of. But you're like, okay, I'm not gonna dwell on that,
Right.
because you're sitting there going like, yeah, I got taken advantage of. I am a victim on that. But then at the same time, you're like, okay, I'm gonna not let this setback define me.
Right.
You feel so okay. So what I love is the mindset where you worked harder. You like
Right.
now. How small of a world is the modeling industry? Did it come? Did this seed that you planted come to fruition on him seeing you eventually?
Well, actually, I don't even know. I don't even know if the guy is still the agent. At that time, yeah, that's all I needed was the drive. I didn't really care. I mean, I didn't foresee it happening however many years it took. Let's see, American Eagle was the first big billboard. So that was 2012.
Did you hear how you said that? You said American Eagle was the first big billboard. So I mean, brother, that's what I'm liking. Where you plant the seed and you so driven that it's like that's what I do. That's what you do. That's.
My dad instilled it to me. He told me he said if you want to do something, you have to give it 105%. So when I made the conscious decision that I was going to model, because it was just modeling then, I was like, I'm gonna give it 105%. Like everything I do is geared towards modeling. If I need a website, if I need photos, and I was very into wanting to be in magazine spreads. That was my thing. Like when I hooked up with a photographer, I said, look, man, I only want to shoot things that look like they come out of a magazine. I don't want to shoot no glamour shots. I don't want to shoot anything that doesn't look like it comes out of a magazine. I said, here is the formula. Boom. Here's a bunch of polo ads. I want to shoot something exactly like that. I said, because those are the things that's going to book me work. Because evidently those are shots that they like. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in magazines.
Gotcha. So you knew what you wanted.
Exactly.
That's what's clear. But I love how'd you know what you wanted? Was it one of those from the game you were saying you started to hear certain vocabulary words? Because notice I noticed you like this billboard, but then there's I don't want glamour. Like you knew the vocabulary. Where were you getting these vocabulary words for this? Is it an agent told you who? What were the people who were informing you of this, or that's what you learned by doing your own personal research?
Own personal research. Started just researching, because that's the thing about when you want to do something, you want to research as much as possible about it. Like you want to understand things, you want to understand the lingo. But however, a friend did give me a book. It was a small little book, and it was for Barbizon models.
I remember them. Boo, that was way
Yo, when she gave me the book, I was like, this doesn't really apply to me. I don't have, long hair. I don't have all these things. But I still held on to the book because she gave it to me. And I was like, all right, cool. I did see a couple stretching exercises, but it was really nothing that could really help me. But I just liked the fact that it was an old school book and I held on to it. But other than that, man, it was just a lot of researching. A lot, like I wanted to know. And then when you're on Model Mayhem, you can research other models' pages and they'll say glamour and this and fashion, commercial, lifestyle. Like you would know. So that's basically how I learned it, man.
And I notice how it's like you found you look and you go, I didn't want that. I don't want that. Oh, that's me. I want to do that. And you notice how also you were noticing how the industry was responding to you. So you weren't just doing it because that's what you wanted, but you saw, okay, yes, I want to do this, but I'm seeing the positive reaction that I'm getting for doing this. That's what's like, that's my niche. Do you feel a lot of actors or models don't do that? Do you feel like they're like, nah, I want to be this? Like, where do you feel? Do you define you? Because I'm going to take one of your things you talked about, embrace your racial ambiguity.
Right.
Brother, what? Break that down. What you mean by embrace your racial ambiguity?
Well, it's basically embracing that you look different. Like no one can really just pin a particular ethnicity upon you. Like you got to be able to just embrace that. If you look like a Jamaican, embrace that. If you look like you're from the Middle East, embrace that. You have to embrace that because in this day and age, that's what's selling. They like
Gotcha.
the ethnically ambiguous. So if you are actually are ethnically ambiguous, embrace that. Now is not the time to try to hide behind whatever you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Now is not the time to try to mold yourself to just look like one part. No, embrace everything because now that you know that you can fit this role, that role naturally. So you got to embrace it.
Learning to be flexible too. So you're embracing you, but you being flexible. Now we do get into there's the negative side of the modeling where it's like, and you're a male, and then we got our female models where it's like this sense of, well, wait a minute, like there's a certain body type and what people are doing to fit in. Is there anything you want to speak on that where someone's listening going, well, I don't feel like I have the look. I don't have the look. I know there's a certain body size they want me to be. Is there, I love how you said there's racial ambiguity, but is there another category of, well, what about the size of who I am? Speak on that, brother.
Well, it's different. First, the person has to figure out what exactly do you want to do because each category has its limits. Like if you want to do fashion modeling, right? We all know that fashion models are stick figures. They're real slim. They're real strict on size. Now, when you come on over to the commercial side, lifestyle side, you can be big as a whale, small as a mouse. You can be either one. So there is no, oh, I feel like I can't. Because there was jobs that I couldn't book because I was too small. And my agent said, you should eat a cheeseburger. Because I was just too in shape. I was too fit. And there's been jobs where I couldn't book where they said, you're too handsome. And I still go through that today. Well, you're too handsome. I had an audition recently for a movie where I had to play this eccentric guy that believes in conspiracy theories and all of that. So I went in there with my regular glasses on because I can't see. I had on a similar like an X-Files shirt, it was like an alien shirt because I'm this conspiracy theorist that's running a blog site for the main character. And I'm auditioning, killing it. But he was like, okay, Benz, all right, take the glasses off, take the hat off. We know you're trying to look eccentric, but you're just too cute. So I had to do the audition. So you're gonna go through that. Like you can't make everyone happy, man. So you gotta just figure out what you want to do. Which I think the most flexibility lies in commercial because you're not too short for commercials. You're not too big for commercials. I mean, I've seen extra chubby people book national commercials making bank 20,000, and then I see model looking people like look at the Liberty Mutual guy, Liberty Mutual. You know what I mean? So that side of it is very flexible where no one can really have any excuse.
Gotcha.
Fashion is a little different.
Gotcha. So and there's somebody listening to this when you got to the part where it's like you too handsome to do this. Somebody's like, man, I wish I had that. So that's why it's like what everybody got to go through their tough. Like it's like no, that's a drawback for me. You didn't find that as like that's not flattering. What you mean? This is my this is what I want to do. The commercial world, like we all got in some shape or form successful people problems, and successful people problems are like, wow, like I can't decide between the Lamborghini or the Porsche. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you.
Right.
Another person who is in the commercial side made, oh man, I only made $500,000 on this commercial.
Right.
Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. So it's like, look, okay, that's your situation, but I love how you still found a way. Like, are you going to quit because that said you didn't fit this particular audition?
Nah, you don't quit. You just try to. My thing is, I look at the industry